So I've been in the game for a long time. I'm old, got gray hairs in my beard. It's real out here. But I'm still heavily involved in the culture and like what is happening. And when I see the way that the game is changing compared to how it was back in the day, we continuously talk about we're not able to get these shoes. We're not able to, we ain't got time to queue up and blah, blah, blah. We never had to queue up back in the day. There were times when you would be the only time you would be able to see your shoe or see a shoe for the first time would be when you walk into that store. So that element of excitement is gone now because we've got the internet. There is nothing special about releases anymore. All the shoes are being released all over the world, and there is nothing important anymore. There's nothing special. There's no excitement for the hunt anymore. Back, and I keep, back in the day, it's really showing my age, but it's very real that we never had release dates. First time you would ever go into a store would sometimes be the first time you'd ever see that shoe. And, we never had the internet as such, but, and we're talking, 20 years ago. There was no internet. We had East Bay catalogs. We had the Source magazine, Slam magazine, and sometimes we had, we'd look at like album covers because, especially being over here in London, we'd look at album covers and be like, yo, what's EPMD wearing? What's Pete Rock and CL Smooth wearing? And that was really where we were in terms of how we would be up to date with shoes. I talk to the brands all the time, whether it's in the UK, Amsterdam, Germany, or even in Portland. I say to them, take away these release dates, because these release dates is what's causing fights, drama outside stores. People have, all of these younger guys skipping school to just get these shoes because what they want to do is flip them. They want to resell them because they don't really care about the shoe. They just want to sell them on. Now, what about the guys who actually have money from the older guys who are working now, who want to get shoes but they can't? It's madness to me that the very simplest idea or the very simplest thought of let's take a shoe and let's put it out on a random day in the week. And if we know that it's stupidly limited, we put out 10 pairs in each store. We go, look, let's try something. Let's put out 15 pairs today. A couple of days time, let's put out another 20 pairs. We know it's going to sell, but let's make it a little bit more exciting for that person who may have just walked in, who may have never seen this shoe before or never thought that they would be able to get them. How exciting is it when you go into, this is the reason why I would say, to be fair, whenever I go to the States, my favorite stores to go to is Ross, Marshalls, and Nordstrom Rack. Sometimes the outlets too, but the outlets, it's predictable, kind of like what you're gonna kind of see there, because most of the time, the hype dudes have already been in there and destroyed that place to find stuff. Nobody really goes into Marshalls and Ross and those sort of places. So you could sometimes end up finding some crazy heat, like recently with the guys who just found fragment ones in there for $60. Really? Like, who is finding that? Like, that is where that enjoyment came from. That was where you would be able to find that gem for something that you knew that you wouldn't be able to afford to get normally, because they're like £1,000 or $1,500. So that's the first thing. Take away release dates. Second thing is stop making all these products available in every country, in every city in the world. And what I mean by that is, there was again, back in like kind of the mid 2000s, even early though, even in like the 90s, when I was like buying shoes, or I would always ask my brother or my cousins or any of my friends, yo, are you going States? Could you show them an East Bay catalog and be like, yo, could you grab these for me, please? Or like, yo, or anything that, that's exclusive, because I want something that you can't get over here. And if I'm the only one who thinks like that, then fair enough. But everyone who I speak to always says the same thing. Like, I want to have that one away. I want to have that exclusive. But that again, that's gone. So let's bring back that excitement of sending your cousin, like, if he, could you go over there to and like go to Finish Line in the States, and like, could you grab that Finish Line exclusive Air Max Deluxe? Yo, when we used to do that and come back, and it was madness. It was super crazy. The hype was crazy back then, because it wasn't about anything else but just like style. So that's the second thing. And third is, like, brands, like, be easy with all these releases. You're releasing them, like, you're saturating the market. You're trying to create everything that is hype when there's no need. I mean, I can, there's so much retro right now, and there's so much in sales, like on the sale racks, that there is no point. Like, you're decreasing the value of what these products are. Some will get sold out, cool, but then the others are just going to sit on the shelves, go to outlets, or wherever. So, for me, I think those are the three things that's really important, is just ease up on some of these releases. So let's look at this, and for the next episode, if you guys have any comments about what I've been saying, whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, feel free to comment. A lot of people might say, I'm just a washed up, grumpy old man. And that's cool. I don't even care anymore. This is just an opportunity to kind of express it to people who might think the same way. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one.